Batman's newest and most deadly foe is his polar opposite in every way, and he vows to pull Gotham City into the light at any cost. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics number 1001 and find out. Alrighty then, so at the end of the previous issue, we had been introduced to the Arkham Knight, making his big canon debut here in the comics. Before it had seemed like he was some sort of lone wolf talking about how Batman needs to be held accountable for his actions, but as we see here in the beginning of this story, he actually heads up a pretty large organization. And unlike in the video game, Arkham Knight's henchmen aren't just a bunch of faceless, nameless paramilitary dudes. These guys call themselves the Knights of the Sun, and it seems that much like Bruce Wayne, they travel the world, train their body and minds, before eventually joining the Knights Crusade. Oh, I see what you did there, Knights Crusade. Yeah, okay, this tracks, this all tracks. Now, before Batman can deal with these guys, he has another crisis on his hands. It seems that a bunch of bat colonies all over Gotham are dying, and no one can seem to figure out why. It doesn't seem like they're being poisoned, but a bunch of dead bats showing up all at once is clearly a message to Batman, and because despite his namesake he's no expert, he decides to look up an actual expert in Dr. Francine Langstrom, wife to Kirk Langstrom, the Man-Bat. When Batman finds the good doctor, though, she seems to be in the middle of a bit of a breakdown. It would seem that whatever is affecting the bat population in Gotham is greatly affecting her too, so much to the point she decides to pop some of the Man-Bat formula, turning her into Man-Bat Woman. I mean Woman-Bat. It would seem that something strange is calling to Francine and dragging her across the city, which in turn means Batman gets dragged along for the ride. Luckily, after years of fighting Man-Bat, Batman happens to come prepared, extra strong lines that allow him to keep track of Man-Bat Woman, making sure she can't hurt anybody. And after she crashes into the Gotham Bat Sanctuary, some anti-serum to turn her back to normal. Yeah, someone has definitely been pulling Batman's strings from afar, but before he can put it all together, a massive bomb blast goes off in the middle of the city, only this isn't a regular bomb. As Alfred puts it over the comm, it seems that someone has managed to create an artificial sun in the middle of Gotham City, literally bringing day to night. And if that wasn't weird enough, after the artificial sun went up, a bunch of modern-day knights with LARP weapons decided to take to the streets. And you know, Comic-Con still isn't for a couple months, so this is pretty strange, mind you. Batman admits that all these guys are really well trained, really well armed, and a cut above the average henchman he normally deals with. In fact, he gets pretty messed up just dealing with the rank and file, which means it's all too easy for the Arkham Knight to put him under heel when he actually does show up. The Knight also shares a very terrifying proclamation with Batman and the rest of Gotham City that he has come to bring light to this dark place and the shadows will go back into hiding one way or another. And it's on that note that the comic comes to a close. So that was Detective Comics issue number 1001, everybody, and I gotta say, I like the kickoff to this story. Arkham Knight is one of those characters that I feel was created for the video game just because they had to keep Arkham in the name somewhere. And without spoiling too much from that old game, as you find out at the end of that, the Arkham Knight isn't really anyone. He doesn't really have any character of his own, so I take my hat off to Peter Tomasi here to basically create a brand new lore for him. I know it seems like we've seen a lot of evil Batman and inversed Batmans in the comics in the last little bit, but I like that this guy comes with his own style and flair. He owns the night part with a bunch of medieval theming. And unlike Batman, who does all of his work by night, I like the idea that Arkham Knight is all about doing stuff in the daylight. Throw in the mystery of who this guy could possibly be and why he's doing what he's doing, and you gotta kick off to what I think will be a fairly interesting arc. Overall, I give this one an 8 out of 10.
Oh hey there, didn't see you come in. Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. What am I doing? Just trying to keep these outros interesting, I guess. Judging by my analytics, most of you don't actually watch to this point of the video anyway, so I'm basically free to talk about whatever I want. Show off my new sweaters that I'm really proud of. Just, you know, wax poetic, telling you to follow me on Twitter at Cape Joel, follow me at Facebook. Cape Joel, I got a page there. You can keep up to date on stuff that's going on there. You can talk to me directly. That's always fun. I got an Instagram page that I don't push enough. I got a backup channel, the Joel Daily channel, where I do video game stuff. If what you're interested is that. I get the feeling most people just watch me for my comic content, but you know, I figure maybe if I put more work into these outros, make them a little bit more interesting, maybe more people will watch them and talk about them and follow me on social media. That would be nice. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, and Comic Smack, yeah. Man, I really stayed married to that, didn't I?